rubbish and bullshit methods. So, for example, for them, they want to prove to the world or prove to people that they can harm or abuse someone like me, and in the end, it's good for me, or it's in my own benefit or whatever, which is completely bullshit. The reality is, if you harm anyone in any way, form, or shape, it's harming. You can never claim that you are doing something good to someone by harming them, or claiming that you're harming someone with benefits in the end for these people. This is not acceptable. This is not logical. No one would agree on this. No one. Only demented people who believe in religions, and they are religious, and basically they want to prove that prophecies and spiritual thing and angels and all of this bullshit happens. People can get abused and then get in the end justice and all of this blah blah blah. Look, you can never do this. You cannot victimize people for the sake of victimization. You can never abuse and torture people and claim in the end you're doing this to help them, or to make something good for them, or to give them something good in the end, and so on, or to teach them something or lesson in life. No one agrees to this. Any demented sadist bastards out there, whether in the country where I was born, or here in Germany or the UK, or any followers of this organization, or anyone who just follows the authorities for no reason, for just maybe the money or power or whatever. You can never justify harming people. And I will always say it until the last minute of my life. If you harm any person in any way, form, or shape, you must be punished and you must go to prison. As simple as that. Regardless what is the authority you have, what kind of authority you have, who you are, it doesn't make any difference. If you harm anyone in any way, form, or shape, whether it's deliberate harming, or it's a mistake, or claimed to be a mistake for any reason, you must go to prison and be punished and pay the price. And also there is another thing that I believe in, which I will try to spread in my conferences and meeting and explain to the people why I believe in it so much. People who are authorities, or people who work for authorities, whether the government or this organization or any kind of organization that has any authority that can affect anyone's life directly or indirectly, and they harm people or use their authorities to harm people or cause people drama or whatever, or harm them in any way, form, or shape, they must pay the price double than any normal person when they do a mistake like this. So if someone who is a normal person and they commit a crime, they pay the price. But if it's an authority or someone who works for the authorities and they do this, they must be punished double time and pay the price double time for what they have done. And they must go through what they have done to people, apart, of course, from death. So when they abuse people, people in the authorities who just sit with a pen and write orders or not even a pen, whatever communication they use, and I'm saying it loud, any person in any authority who gives an order for someone to be harmed, or something to be done to anyone, in any way, form, or shape, or method, whether it's verbal, whether it's written, whether it's spiritual, it doesn't make any difference. If they give any order or cause any person harm, they must go through what they have caused people, or what they order for people to go through. And I'm talking about everything apart from death. So if they put people in prison unlawfully and mistakenly or whatever, they must go to prison the same length of time, and they must experience exactly what they did to people. This is something I believe in strongly. And of course, and above all of this, the compensations must be paid by the government to anyone who experience use, abuse, or torture by anyone in the authority or any organization. And the government all is responsible. So if one person in any authority is bad person and does lots of bad things or does bad things and harm people, the whole government is responsible and must pay the price for this person or this member's act. This is justice in life. So, in other words, for example, to make it so simple, so when a police officer is corrupted or they use their authority for their own use or to harm someone or to do something that they shouldn't have done or, not ethically, and they cause people harm and so on, it's not just that they lose their job, they must be imprisoned. They must be treated as a person who used their authority that was given to them by the government or the bigger authorities, and they must pay the price, whether financial compensation and imprisonment. And any financial compensation must be taken from the persons or the members who did this or who caused this. And when they don't have enough money to cover up for the compensation, the government pays the rest. This is justice. So every person who wants to join an authority, regardless what authority it is, and then they misconduct, they know that they will pay hefty price for any misconduct. They will lose their houses, they will lose their families, they will be in prison for what they do. I promise you, if this is the case, not even one single person in authorities, whether police, social service, or healthcare, or council, or government politicians, or whatever, will dare to do anything, because they will know they will lose everything, and their families will lose everything for their acts. This is justice. Not because I'm saying it. I know lots of people out there will agree with me. So, based on this, I would like you to know that every word I'm going to say in any conference or meeting or video or leaflet, I mean it. I mean it, and I want people to support me in this so we can get these bastards who destroyed my life, even till the moment preventing me from getting on with my life and starting my life again after they destroyed it. These bastards must pay the price, not only financially, but also they must go to prison. And if what they own not enough to cover for my compensations, the government must pay the rest for this. And yeah, this is Dutch justice as I see it. And as for the world, how is it run, and this organization and so on, I'm gonna give all details about what was done to me and this organization, and most importantly, magic, how they are using magic. And I know lots of people out there, they know about magic, and some of you don't believe in it. And I promise you, when I was younger, anyone talked about how magic is strong, or how it can, they can control people with magic or cause people troubles and so on. I promise you, I never believed in it. And I always said to anyone talked about magic, come on, just, go to a hospital or check someone or talk to someone about, this, maybe they can help you, blah, 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 because I've never believed in magic. And I always, thought, magic is just something made up and so on. But I promise you, magic exists, and it's so strong. It's stronger than what you would ever believe. Imagine there is, as I said, an invisible spy. I mean, this is magic because, again, I don't want to go into details because I would go into details in any conference or meeting. But just to give you a brief idea, what is magic? I'm going to talk about it now. Magic is nothing but another being that living on earth, but we cannot see them or feel them or hear them. And in some cultures and some religions, they call them genies. So in some religions, they believe there are angels, there are demons, there are the devil, there is God, and there are genies. And people who hear this for the first time, please go and check it before you accuse me of being crazy or mentally ill or whatever, or making this up and so on. Please go and check it and do your research about genies and magic. And genies, they exist. It's not just the movies you see on TV and so on. I promise you, movies and films and about ghosts, about spirits, about exorcism, about what can I say, aliens, about mafia, about all this is all to cover up for the reality of these beings. So anyway, magic is nothing but these beings who are genies, and genies are just beings like you, like me, like any other being on earth. However, they are made out like we evolved from bacteria, we evolved from living organism, but genies, they evolved from something else. They evolved from photons. They evolved from light, high pressure, high temperature. And they lived on Earth before any being or living organism started. And they have communicated, or they communicated with the human beings and so on. And we were for them like toys, like pets. And they were grooming us and so on. So anyway, again, please, before you jump to conclusion or think that this is a theory or whatever, just go and search for, genies, if they exist or not, and so on. And I promise you, this is the reality behind magic. Magic is nothing but genies, other beings that, and by the way, when they say exorcism, actually, exorcism is not something that can be done. When a genie actually gets in a human being's body, they lurk in our body, in our blood. They can read our mind. They can give us thoughts. Like, when religious people say, oh, the devil gives you bad thoughts about doing bad things or whatever. There is no devil, there is no shit. It is just this, the genies. And they are so powerful in terms of, they can get in a human being body and they can integrate with your body, read your thought. They can give you thoughts, so control what you say and what you do indirectly by giving you thoughts and all of this. And not only this, they can control other people as well. So imagine two persons are having a conversation, and this genie is jumping from one head to another, giving thoughts here to say things and giving thoughts here to say things. Imagine how they can control those two people to be involved in a fight or in something. The possibilities are endless, and this is magic. And unfortunately, this organization I'm talking about that exists worldwide, they are using the power of the genies to rule the world. And it's unbelievable. Imagine when the human being's power in terms of, weapons and all of this and armies are combined with the power of the genies. How they can, control people or read people's mind or gather information and intelligence from here and there, and how they are invisible. You cannot see them, you can not hear them. They are there. And imagine these powers, to do two powers, when they are in bad people's hands. They can control the world with armies, from people and genies. And this is exactly what it is. And I know lots of people out there will not find it easy to believe this or comprehend this, and they will think this is another story from a movie or whatever. I promise you, this is a reality. What actually cover up for this reality? Movies, aliens, or the promoting for aliens, spirits, ghosts, exorcism, mafia, mental health, and all of this. All of this are just cover up. So the reality about genies and about these beings don't get to people, and so on. I don't know what else to say in this video apart from the fact that I'm going to be holding conferences and meeting and giving to people everything I know about this organization, about magic, about how they do it, what they can do, all of this. And by the way, one thing I said and I forgot to explain when I said that exorcism does not exist. And the reason I'm saying so, and please listen to this carefully because this is a reality, and anyone out there believes in genies, believes in magic, and performing any exorcism using any holy verses of any book or any shit or whatever, listen to this carefully so you know that what you're doing is wrong. Because I promise you, people who do exorcism, they actually beat up some people and they claim that they are trying to get the genie out of the body. And they perform things, physical things and other things on people, claiming that they are getting the genies or getting these evil beings from these people's bodies. And this is completely wrong. That's why I want you to listen to this. This is the reality. There is no power in the world, and there is no person or a human being in the world who is capable of getting these genies or doing exorcism or getting a genie out of a human being's body. People who believe that with verses of holy books from any religion or words or whatever, they can summon the genies or control the genies or perform exorcism and so on. This is all bullshit. And just to let you know, these genies are the ones who communicated with people long time ago. And they have invented religions and gave people this idea about the existence of something called God. So no one would believe in that genies are actually the ones who are doing all of this. So imagine they are the ones who gave any verses to any prophet. So there is no verses that came from God or came from heaven or came from what's so-called God on his throne on heaven or whatever. All of this bullshit. All religions based on the existence of something so-called God is bullshit. Every verses, everything that was given and inspired by the genies themselves to give this idea about the existence of God, hell and heaven and angels and demons, so they still can interfere in people's life and run the world. They literally regarding us as pets. These beings, evil beings, are regarding us as pets. And they are doing to us everything they want. And our lives are not important to them at all. Genies actually thrive. They thrive on blood. They thrive on our fluids. They thrive on many things. When we die happens, they thrive on all of this. That's why they stirred wars in the world. They did lots of things in order for them to survive. and in order for them to carry on in existence and so on. So anyway, anyone out there performing any kind of exorcism in any country, any religion you believe in, whether it's this or that, and you're using your holy verses of your book that was given to humanity by your God, and this is all bullshit. Or every verses you read in any holy book, regardless what is this religion, this is bullshit. That's all was given by genies. We were inspired. People who received it were inspired by genies. Every single word. And I remember someone who wrote a book about, I don't want to go into details or mention it completely, but they said it's verses from the devil. Again, they are wrong for one reason. There is no devil. There is no God. There is no hell. There is no heaven. There is no angels. There are no devils. There is no Satan. Nothing. It's all genies. Only genies. Only genies that made up all of this story for the human being or, mankind to follow and to fall into this mind trap of the existence of a power called God, where, there is hell. If you do wrong, you're going to go there. Heaven, you do good, you go there, and all of this bullshit. And I'm going to discuss in details as well in my conferences and meetings, explaining how this organization all their members, they have this network worldwide that they are communicating, and it's so difficult to prove this communication, how they do it, and all of this, and how they are giving orders, and how it's unbelievable. But again, I cannot force you to believe me. I cannot confiscate your opinion about what I'm saying, but be respectable. And respectful. So, if you don't believe me or you cannot comprehend what I'm saying, at least don't be offensive. Don't be nasty. Don't say something bad about me. I'm trying to enlighten you with a reality that maybe you in your mind thinking that, this guy is deluded, believing that he knows something better or knows more than other people know, and trying to enlighten them, and they are deluded or whatever. Again, if you go into, it's going to be like two mirrors against each other. Endless reflection in each one. This is how it would be. If people, take everything I'm saying like this, maybe it's you who deluded about this and that. It would be like a mirror. Two mirrors in front of each other. It's endless reflection in each one for the other. This is exactly how it would be. And I'm giving you an analogy that is so deep if you think about it. Just put two mirrors against each other and try to see how it looks. This is exactly how deep it's endless. We need to put an end to this. We need to expose my abusers who are from this organization, and to expose this organization and let the whole world know about this organization. And in the end of the day, as I try to explain, and I'm repeating myself over and over and over again, all what I can do is to say the truth and spread the truth. And hopefully someone out there will understand, will believe in it, and support me, so they can protect me and support me and help me against my abusers, so I can expose them. And again, I don't know how long it's going to take until they realize that I will not give up, I will not stop, I will not shut up, and I will carry on. They might dose me with things that can cause me lots of trouble than what they are doing at the present time. Yes, they are dosing me. And again, this is not another, sign of someone deluded talking about. I will explain in details how they dose me, how they dose other people, how they have killed lots of people, giving them fake symptoms of diseases, chronic diseases and fatal diseases. And in the end, these people were killed. They were killed. They didn't die from a chronic disease or whatever. And also, I'm going to explain about epidemics that were made up by this organization. Yes, epidemics that were made by these organization or these people, this organization, worldwide. What they have spread, what they have done, and all of this. I am determined to give the truth to everyone. I cannot force you to believe me. I cannot confiscate your opinion regarding what I'm saying. But please, if you don't believe me, just be respectable, be respectful, be a polite person. And if you would like to discuss anything with me or ask any question, please go ahead. I am here in Zerksdorf. I parked my car in Schwarzer Camp, which is a street in Offelgünne in Ostholstein, which is next to Zirksdorf, and I am parking my van on the entrance of a field owned by a previous employer called Wolfgang Nitz. And I'm parking here and sleeping here because I cannot find an apartment. I cannot find a job. I'm a farmer, by the way, and my abusers killed my future. They did everything to me. Literally, I cannot start my life whatsoever. After all what they have done to me, rather than, giving me my compensations and hoping and wishing that I wouldn't speak up about them or giving people details and get on with my life. No, they are doing the opposite. They are carrying on and on and on and on. And I decided there is no going back. I have to expose these people. I have to expose this organization. And I have to give all the details about this organization, about these people, and they must be punished and they must go to prison, and everyone in the world must know who they are and what they have done and so on. Okay, everyone, I'm so sorry. This is the third time I said I am ending the video, but I carry on. It is, you can imagine, it is so difficult and hard for me to say everything in one video. Hence, I will be leafleting and I will be holding conferences and I will be holding meetings and give every details about this organization, what they have done, and so on. And hopefully, you can help me as an individual and as someone who cares about the world and about justice and about what's happening in order to expose these bastards and in order to put an end to this organization. And again, one last thing I'm going to say before I end this video. I believe that anything that is not a human being, that interferes in human beings' affairs or cause any human being any harm in any way, form, or shape must be regarded as an enemy and fought with all power and everything we can, not to take them as allies or to take them as weapon to run the world or to form a coalition where evil people, which I call the devils or the evil acquaintances or the genie's acquaintances, form a coalition with them and rule the world. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you didn't jump to conclusion. And hopefully when you meet me and talk to me in person, you will understand that I'm not just someone trying to be famous or someone who's crazy or someone, who's bored of his life. I have decided I have to fight these bastards back. I have to confront them. I have to fight them back. I have to expose them to everyone in the world so the whole world know who they are. And they do exist. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great evening. Thank you very much.